Today I present The Sound of Music. Music is a beautiful sound, even though I don't listen to it. However, it has given listeners exuberant melodies to enjoy. From Bach to Mozart to Scott Joplin to Benny Goodman, there are multiple pieces to enjoy. Now let's get to the movie. The Sound of Music is a movie directed by Robert Wise, set in Salzburg, Austria, and is in the perspective of Maria von Trapp. In fact, there were two other films released years earlier. One is known as The Trapp Family, released in 1956, and is The Trapp Family in America, released in 1958. Both are in German. There was also a memoir written called The Story of the Trapp Family Singers. The year is 1938. A young girl named Maria von Trapp yearns to be a nun. Maria is later sent to the house of Captain von Trapp to take care of his children. After noticing the behavior of these children, Maria decides to spread joy by singing. The film is a classic that people still cherish today. It was the most successful movie in 1965 and one of the most successful movies today in terms of profit. November 1966 is when it became the highest grossing film at the time. Overall, the movie sounds wonderful. All the beautiful songs and great plot make the movie such a wonderful piece of treasure. Unless the movie contains a few mistakes or inaccuracies. A few tiny tweaks would have been acceptable, but even then, seeing that this is one of the most successful movies of all time, it should have followed every detail. Some of the inaccuracies include the amount of children. There were 10, not 7. Maria was only supposed to take care of one child. The Von Trapps traveled to Italy, not Switzerland. That was a big one. And more. I wonder how the real Von Trapps felt about this. Well, Joan Gearin on the archive.org answered my question. Maria was grateful that there weren't any extreme revisions of the story she wrote, and that she herself was represented fairly accurately. So later on, she told the Washington Post slightly different details about that. The factor she wasn't pleased with, however, was the portrayal of her husband. Meanwhile, the children weren't as pleased with the portrayals of themselves. Let's end on a positive note. The Sound of Music saved 20th Century Fox. While the company was on the verge of bankruptcy, The Sound of Music was released and became the highest grossing film at the time. I wonder what would have happened if the writers and producers were to delay the release by going back and fixing the mistakes and inaccuracies. Now that's quite a frightening thought. And that's the end of that. I hope you enjoyed, but it's okay. I'll be happy either way.